Yo, if you just want to watch the build video and don't care about me, skip to this point. I hate when videos start like that, but give me a break. It's been a year, so I feel like I need to explain myself. Over the past year, something huge happened in my life. Really, only my close friends and family know about it. Maybe some people on my Instagram. And now, all of you. I tried growing a beard. Some other less important stuff happened too, like getting a new job, which has required me to travel to all of these places. I've kind of been living out of a suitcase.
I'm in Arizona.
My girlfriend moved in with her impeccable immune system.
And then we did get your results back, and they were positive now.
Okay.
Quarantine was not very fun. The last year has been something, like how I'm sure it was for all of you. But I can say that I'm fine and I'm back. And I hope that you're all doing okay too. I really mean that. I got a few messages from people asking if I was okay through my YouTube, and it really just, each one of those made my day. Enough sappy stuff. Now to this video. I've been sitting on it for a while, you may be able to tell. I partnered with this really cool company, and I originally made this video for their website, which it kind of explains how shilly it is, but things kind of fell through, and as I said, life got in the way, and it never really took off. I was given permission to post this on my channel, of course, but I couldn't really think of a way to spring it on y'all until right now. I just decided to say screw it. I really hope y'all enjoy. Comment what you think. Let me know how you've been, and apologize again for my absence. See y'all. Hey, for those that don't know me, I'm Ty Pulaski, a recent engineering graduate who's been working for the past couple years as an EIT. Because I decided to take a STEM major, I've been able to work on some pretty interesting projects over the past few years that have gotten progressively more complex. However, when I look back and really think about where it all started for me and my interest in STEM majors, it began with tinkering and pretty much taking apart every single toy I ever got. Nothing electronics-wise was ever thrown away at my house. It all came to me. I took it apart and tried to find ways to get all the little pieces to work together. Nowadays, people have it easy with great companies like STEM Education Works and Microbit coming together to make tinkering and getting interested in the STEM fields as accessible as possible. And it's also a lot more fun and cheaper than ruining most of your birthday presents. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make... I don't know yet. I don't know yet because I haven't cracked open the Microbit boxes. So let's get to that. Cool. I received 2 Microbit boxes from STEM Education Works. The first, being called the Starter Kit, comes with, surprisingly, everything you need to get started. All your basic prototyping components and connectors. The second box being the more advanced Smart Home Kit. This thing is awesome. It's full of different sensors, motors, and displays that can be used to make something as simple as a fan to something more advanced. And of course I was given this, a Microbit microcontroller. Just think of this as the brain of any Microbit project. After looking through the project books included in the boxes, I came up with a concept that achieves 3 goals that I set myself. With this project, I 1. Want to see how easily I can integrate other electronics outside of what was given in the Microbit boxes. Like I said, after years of tinkering, I have a ton of components laying around that I refuse to throw away, and it would be nice if they worked with the Microbit. 2. Have it automated in some way that helps me in my everyday life. And 3. Just use at least 2 sensors that came with the Microbit kit. This is what I came up with. I call it the Sunshine Dispenser. I'm not really the best at naming things. It's a device that will automatically open my blinds depending on the intensity of the sun, close when I tell it to, and dispense vitamin D pills. Since working from home, my doctor recommended taking vitamin D supplements, and I always forget, so this is my solution. For goal 1, I'll be replacing a Wi-Fi controlled window blind system that I made previously, using the existing motor that's already up in my blinds. The Microbit will control when the blinds open and close, which leads into goals 2 and 3. I'll use a light sensor by the blinds to measure the light intensity, and once it reaches a certain range, it will begin to open the blinds. And then once the light levels get outside of that range, it will turn the motor off. To close the blinds, I'll be using a noise sensor. Pretty simple. Once a decibel threshold is met, it will turn the motor the opposite direction for a short length of time. Oh, and the dispenser part. I modeled and 3D printed a little vitamin D dispenser that utilizes a servo motor that came with the Microbit kit. A working design took a couple iterations to get right, but I was eventually able to get a dispenser that I was happy with. This thing can hold a week's worth of vitamins, and at the push of the A button, out pops a little vitamin pill. So that's light sensor, noise sensor, the buttons count. That's at least 3 sensors in my book. Up next is usually the most boring part of these videos, which is talking about the code, but I'll show you how Microbit and the coding languages that they use actually make it interesting and pretty neat. The instructions on how to get to the code editor are in the boxes, but I'm just going to run through it real quick. Go to the Microbit website, go to Let's Code, make code editor. All right, from here you can do a new project, or you can see my saved one from before. This right here, all this, is just my window blinds code. There's several examples in the booklets which showed me how to put all these together. After just a few minutes of trial and error, I got this down in like 10 minutes. I'm not going to do a full in-depth breakdown of how to do the code, just a quick brush over. First, it identifies which pin the light sensor is connected to and what it is. Got to tell the microbit that a light sensor is a light sensor. It then breaks down the if statement of if the light range is within 85 to 90, it will start turning the motor. The lower part of this code is the exact same, but with the noise sensor. You got to tell the microbit that you're using a noise sensor and it's connected to pin 3 in this case. Then here is an extremely simple if statement. If the noise level is above 70, then turn the motor back the other direction for 600 milliseconds. Oh, I didn't talk about it, but when the sun comes up, I also put a little smiley face on the microbit because I thought it was funny. Lastly, these little purple sections are utilizing the buttons on the microbit. Press the A button and it will turn the servo motor one direction, then back the other to drop out a vitamin pill. And just for testing, I put a B button press and an AB button press for either manually opening or closing the blinds. This code editor is extremely simple and really cool. You can just click on any one of these tabs, grab a block, and drop it anywhere in the code to start adjusting things. There's an advanced section which get into the finer details, and you can get other libraries and so on. All that being said, none of what I just talked about is the coolest thing. That button right there, I'm pointing but you can't see it, where it says JavaScript, that is the coolest thing to me. Click on it and it changes all of what you just input in that block code to Java. I wish I found this when I started out. I'm a very visual learner, so being able to look at the code and see what it's doing and then go into the fine details and see how to actually put it into this language, it would have made learning Java so simple. Once I'm done with the code and I want to test it out, just download, and it tells you right here, plug in the microbit, drag and drop it to it, and you're done. The next thing to do is build the physical device. Let's do it. This is the mostly finished device. It looks a little messy, but it's really simple. Here you have incoming power. I just used a 12 volt wall adapter. From there, I have a 12 volt to 5 volt step down converter. That 5 volts gets sent to power the microbit through this USB cable and the servo motor for the dispenser. The microbit is plugged into a breakout board, which then makes connections to the light sensor, noise sensor, servo motor, and motor control board. The control board does exactly as it sounds, controls the blinds motor using 12 volts based on the incoming signals from the microbit. Finally, everything's just about complete. All that's left to do is put the Sunshine Dispenser on the wall, connect it to the motor, and test it out. First up, let's see how the dispenser works. Excellent. Through the magic of editing, I've already been able to test out if the blinds open when they're supposed to in the morning, and let me tell you, they work great. At sunrise, they get about a quarter of the way open and stay that way all day. And then to close the blinds, there's a few things I can do. I can either clap, blow on the sensor, or tell it to go to sleep, in the words of my mother. Go to bed! And that about wraps it up. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.